with this in webinar, guys, I feel the second topic is very important topic, which really helps you in getting ahead with your internships or your interviews in the corporate world. So when we talk about the second step, that is the resume making step. The most important part, I would say, or the most important skill, I would say, which helps you in getting shortlisted for any XYZ interview. So to get shortlisted for any XYZ interview, it is very important that you are aligned towards that XYZ interview or that XYZ organization. So while making the resume, there are certain things which are very important. And as all of you know that things have been evolving from past to the future in a very fast manner with the help of technology. So earlier people just used to call other people or other companies and they used to ask like, do we have only openings? And people used to be like, हाँ हमारे पास एक job opening है, अगर आप interested हो तो आ जाओ. And that person directly used to get to that office, वहाँ पर वो visit करते थे. They used to have a discussion, and after that discussion, if the company or the HR finds that person impressive and good, so they used to go ahead with the hiring of that individual. And if the individual is also good and fine with the organization, they used to take ahead the onboarding process, and that was the process where people used to get hired. So the moment technology got evolved, time got, people started saving more and more time, things shifted to screening of resume. So we got a term called resume. What is a resume? Resume is basically a piece of paper which is telling about what you are for an organization or what you want to do for an organization with your set of experience, with your set of skills, which you want to showcase to that interviewer. And these days, guys, making resumes have become a very important part because nobody is having a time to give you a call and tell you that आप आ जाइए हमारे ऑफिस में, we'll see, we'll talk, we'll chat, and then we'll take and we'll see कि भाई आगे वो चीजें होती है कि नहीं. So these days what happens is if you give a call to an HR, the HR will directly say to you that आप मुझे अपना resume भेज दीजिए and I'll check your resume and then I'll get back to you according to your resume. So this asking of resume has become a very important process for every organization. So call it an HR, call it a marketing head, you call the founder of the organization, you know the founder of the organization, or you try to reach to the company for any XYZ opportunity. The first thing which you have to give to that organization is your resume, guys. So making a resume which is ATS friendly, because a lot of you must be knowing about ATS. What ATS is? ATS is basically an applicant tracking system. As we know that things have evolved gradually. People used to update, people used to maintain their data earlier over a register or on a piece of paper. Now things got more evolved. Microsoft Excel, Google Sheets came into the existence. People used to update their data over that Google Sheets and other things. Now technology got evolved in a more better manner. Now we have CRMs, we have ATS. So what does ATS basically does is ATS is a database. It is a database of all the resumes. It is a database of all the activities happening over in resume in a technological form. So you do not have to write anything by your hand. You just have to do some clicks. So that is how that software of ATS works. And as people are trying to save more and more time by using more and more technology, guys, so these days resume screening has also been a very important part of that ATS. So now ATSs are getting more and more advanced. Earlier, those ATSs were like the screen resumes were uploaded into the ATS and then we used to take the process ahead. But now when ATSs are being integrated with AI, ATSs are being integrated with a lot of data technology, the screening part, which was the major responsibility of an HR, is being taken away by that ATS only. So what that ATS is looking into that specific individual is very specific things. They are not looking for stories. They are not looking for, I would say, histories, what you have done into your life. They're only looking for your skills. They're only looking for what conversions you have done in your organization, last organization, how you can help this company from your experience or from your set of values you've learned from previous organizations. So for that, making a good resume is a very important part of your application while you're giving an application for any interview. So this is a sample CV, which we can make from different websites. There are multiple websites available into the market from where you can make an ATS friendly website, ATS friendly resume. You can make a resume where HR also gets directly catches the points which you wanted to highlight in your resume, rather than like people used to do in back days. They used to write their whole history into the resume, like if someone is working as a recruiter, if someone is working as a marketing executive, or if someone is working as an software engineer. So what they used to do is they used to write all the matter that I used to do this, I used to do that, I used to dial 100 calls, I used to dial 50 calls, I used to do ads on social media, I used to do ads on this, I used to do ads on that. That was something which made their CVs look very long, and earlier HRs were having a lot of time to read those resumes, but these days HR have also become very smart guys. So going with the current technology, we really need to understand the format which the HRs can quickly resonate with the HRs can quickly grab the catchy point which you want to mention in your resume, and for which you have multiple websites available into the market. We have Nova Resumes, we have resume.io, we have resume.com, where you can make your resumes. So when I talk about while making your resumes, what formats or what things you have to keep in your mind is, so you really need to be honest. That is the very important part while making your resume, guys. So while making your resume, being honest is the most important part, because companies, if they figure out that you're lying or you're faking into the interview apart from your CV, trust me, guys, that is the biggest turnoff for the organizations, for any XYZ individual. So first thing you need to always remember is that you do not have to lie in your CV. You only have to make it very honest and make it genuine what you've done and what you've achieved. Second, talking about the format. So a lot of time people do a lot of mistakes in their life. They make their formats, and they make the formats here and there, like they do education down, they do the awards up, they make the career objective just below their names. A lot of time it happens, it is like a mismatch of your skills, of your experience here and there. So that is a very negative part from an HR's perspective when they say any resume. So you need to really be focused while creating the resume, that what are the current formats in which I need to create. You need to keep it really concise. You need to make it to the point. You do not have to make it very long, guys, because these days HRs are not tending to read long resumes for any application. So we need to be concise. We need to be to the point. We really need to proofread it, because obviously an HR would not be expecting a grammatical error into the CV which has been shared. So that is very important, that you yourself read the CV, yourself correct all the grammatical errors. You see that something which is looking like vague should not be there into the CV. And also updating the CV regularly plays a very important part. A lot of times you've seen resumes of candidates reaching out to us and having the updates about the resumes totally wrong. So they mention the company which they have left 2 months back, 3 months back, like current. So a lot of people do is, like, suppose that this person, if he's he's working as a research assistant, so he'll write month 22x present. And when we'll take the interview of that individual, it would be like he has left the organization 3 months back, 2 months back. These are certain small things which really plays a very important role in any individual's life or any individual's application while they are sharing it to any HR. So we would suggest you that please make your CV in the correct format, and to correct the CV and to make you really understand that what is that which we require into a CV, I would request anyone from the audience, if they are comfortable sharing their CV or sharing their CV to our team, so that we can open that CV in front of everyone and we can highlight if there are any changes required. If not, then also we have this resume in front of us where we can explain you that how certain things really matter in your life or in the application you are sharing to. So is there anyone who is willing to share their CV, or should we continue with this one only? So no worries. So we'll do with this one only, not to worry, don't need to worry. Huh. So guys, let me tell you one thing, that suppose that there is a technical engineer, or there is a software developer, or there is a marketing guy who wants to apply for any XYZ company, or there is a recruiter, it can be any XYZ profile who is applying for any XYZ organization. So it is very important for us to understand that what that company is looking forward to. And we need to craft our resumes according to the requirements of the organization rather than making the resume very general in approach for any XYZ organization, because foreign product, foreign service, there are multiple organizations working into multiple domains. And let me tell you guys, like every individual, हर आदमी का एक अपना dream होता है, and that dream is different from the other person. They have their personal dreams, they have their personal aspirations, and they have their personal way of pursuing those dreams. In the same manner, every organization in this world is having their personal dreams to attract their required candidates who can really help them in achieving those dreams, rather than picking general bunch of candidates and then training those candidates to excel into the market. So when I talk about the marketing profile, suppose that this is Jack William, and Jack William wanted to apply for an profile of marketing executive. So there are certain things which Jack writes in his resume. This career objective is something which Jack has written according to him, that what is his career objective in his life, which is totally fine. When he talk about I have done Google AdWords, I have made a lot of social media campaigns for my organizations, and I have made my social media headings. I've changed this, I've changed that to this and that. He made her CV like this, where his experience, where what activities he was doing, he mentioned all the activities. So chances of getting that CV shortlisted to the chances of getting a CV shortlisted of another individual. So this is one type of individual where Jack is given career objective according to him, experience, what he has done in his life. He totally wrote that experience over here, which made it lengthy. He mentioned his skills and everything. It was like same this resume only with certain changes. Now let's consider another person just named as William. Now William has also applied for the same position, marketing position, but what this candidate has done certain tweaks. What this tweaking is, so suppose that that company was a marketing company. So what this individual did is, he mentioned certain things, like he researched about the organization, about that marketing organization. He researched about the founder of that organization, and he understood the vision of that organization, that what vision that organization is really having to solve into this world, or what vision, with which vision the organization is moving ahead. And he just making, rather than making this his career objective according to his personal self, he tweaked it according to the objective and vision of the organization and the founder. He aligned his career objective according to the vision of the organization and according to the founder's vision. That was the first change he did. Second, in his tenure, in his total experience, suppose that he was also having a similar experience what Jack William is having, but now William, being more proactive, what he did is, while mentioning his experience, he included his achievements only. He did not mention that I have done social media campaigns by just writing that I have done social media campaigns. He wrote that I have done social media campaigns for my organization and have made my organization go from 0 to 1 in this certain amount of days, or in so and so days. I made my organization's follower count go from 300 to 3000 in 3 days or in 3 months of time. I've spent very less amount, suppose that an amount considering of $12 or $1,200, and generated a revenue of $20,000 from my marketing campaigns. So he mentioned his achievement, what he achieved from the experience, or about his conversion which he did into that organization. Now both the applications are in front of the HR. From the audience, I would like to know from anyone that if you are the HR of that organization, whom will you shortlist? Jack William or William? Anyone from the organization, anyone from the audience would like to answer this question? Anyone? Yes, Siddharth, go ahead.
Sorry, sir, that mistakenly happened, sir.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so I feel a lot of people are like a little bit afraid of answering, but not to worry, guys. I'll tell you the answer. If you are acting as an HR also, so you would definitely go to a resume which has mentioned things which are aligning towards the objective and mission of your organization. That is the first thing which you get very clearly into the career objective of Williams. Second, while reading the experiences of Jack William and specifically a person whose name is William, when you read the Jack William, it is a story that मैंने भाई सोशल मीडिया कैंपेन्स रन किए, मैंने अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए सोशल मीडिया पोस्ट किए, मैंने अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए मार्केटिंग कैंपेन्स किए, उन मार्केटिंग कैंपेन्स के लिए आई ran on social media ad on TV, I ran an ad on radio, all these things he has written. And these things, as you know, are very basic things in marketing. Like, this is what you do. Every individual who is entering into the field of marketing, he'll have to do the marketing campaigns, physical campaigns, or on social media, or on radio, or on TV. But he did not mention what he achieved through those captions or through those campaigns. And where we talk about William totally mentioned that what he achieved. So definitely, as a recruiter, I would be immediately picking William's CV to get shortlisted for the interview and further procedures. So that is how little changes in your resumes really help you in getting shortlisted for any XYZ interview. The same can happen over in software development profile also. An individual who is supposed that applying for a software which is a newly developed, I would say, tech product, a newly developed product which is related to fintech product, and an organization who is having a product into mobility tech startup, suppose that mobility tech startup. So that fintech HR would be looking for an individual who has done some development, who has done some conversions specifically into fintech company. That would be his first priority. Definitely, there are chances that other people will also get shortlisted, but based on the number of openings we are having, based on the priorities we are having, first of all, that individual HR will be prioritizing to contact that individual who is mentioned achievements and his objective and his skills related to the requirements of the organization, rather than making it a very general CV for all type of applications, as feeling that यार मैं तो एक इंजीनियर हूँ, मेरा काम तो कोड करना है, मेरा काम तो डेवलपमेंट करना है, तो मेरे लिए तो फिनटेक भी सेम है और मेरे लिए तो मोबिलिटी स्टार्टअप भी सेम है. But when you talk from the company's perspective, both these things are very different. They have a huge difference in terms of what they are looking forward to from their candidates. So this was about resume making. I feel if anyone is having any doubts regarding the resume making, or they have any questions to ask, they can really raise their hands and they can put their question forward to me. I would be happy to solve their questions. Anyone who is having any questions for this,